Hello there, welcome to Real Talk with Ihoma, where I cheer you on your path to becoming the best version of yourself. My name is Ihoma, and today I'll be talking about the importance of taking a break. Some days ago, I was going through a forum online, and someone asked a question and said he needs some tips on what he can be doing during his break time at work. And of course, people were giving very valuable suggestions, start a blog, work on your side hustles. And I was really thinking about it. I really couldn't come up with any idea because I just thought, what else should you do? That's why it's a break. Rest. It got me thinking about it in a broader perspective, like in life generally. Is rest really important? Why should we rest? Why should we take breaks in life? And when and how should we take these breaks in life? Have you ever experienced this situation like where you're reading and after a while, not so long, you get tired, you begin to feel fatigue, and even if you were assimilating before, you can no longer assimilate what you were reading. It becomes so kind of annoying, and it's like you're putting extra effort to read. Have you ever felt that? I'm sure most of us would have experienced this. I have on lots of occasions. And you see, at that point, you just have to stop, right? And you just have to stop and just take a break. And that's the same way it is in life generally. I mean, we can relate it with our devices. Take, for instance, our computer or our phone. I'm sure most of us have experienced where we are using our phone or our computer for a long period of time, and all of a sudden it begins to heat and you're feeling that it's hot. And that's like the signal of the system telling you, look, you need to shut me down, I need to stop. And most of the time we'll stop, we'll shut it down and just allow it to cool before we can reuse it again. So if we can do that to our devices, and if we can feel this way when we're doing our activities or reading our book, how much more our brain? The devices I mentioned, most of them are fashioned after the human brain. The human brain needs rest. Most people don't understand that resting, taking a break is a very critical aspect of success in life, no matter how minute, whether it's passing an exam, whether it's having a successful business, whether it's excelling in your career. Rest, taking a break, is a very critical, important aspect, and that is why I think it is something that we should be talking about more often. But some people think rest is a luxury. Some people see sleep or rest, taking a break generally, as a luxury that a serious person cannot afford. That's really unfounded. Like I said in my previous video, I talked about important assets that one should invest in even without money. And what the first and most important of them was health. One way to invest in a good health is to rest. If you haven't watched it, go and watch the video. I'll put the link in my description box below. I'm just going to use a personal story to illustrate my point further. So after I finished school, I had to start an internship, and it didn't take long after all that 7-8 years of schooling. I think I just had 2 months break or so before I started my internship. And so that was another 1 year of hard work. It was a very tasking period, that internship period, and I finished internship thankfully. And in Nigeria, once you're done, before you start working, I think you're supposed to enroll in what we call the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. Every Nigerian graduate. After my internship, I think it was also like 2-3 months before I would be eligible for my own NYSC. But this girl here did not understand that I needed to use that time to rest. No, I went about looking for a job. I had not even done NYSC. I was going around looking for a job, which thankfully I found, because I wasn't going to rest if I didn't find a job. I just thought, what was the point? Like, I just wanted to work, and I was so happy, so I was so eager, and I found a job. Although it was like a locum job, but I was so happy, made good money and all that. After that, bam, before you know it, I went into NYSC. NYSC was another period. Although I wouldn't lie, my NYSC wasn't it wasn't so stressful, but I still had to wake up in the morning, go to work and all that. After NYSC, guys, I came back home because I was staying with my parents. I came back home, and just 1 week after, I was like, no, I have to work. They were like, rest. I'm like, no. I was just feeling like, oh, this is not my plan. My plan is, to start a job immediately, to do this, to do that. I need to rise in my career, blah, blah, blah. I was so hot. I was so young and eager. So that was how I went about looking for a job again. The next week after my NYSC, after I had finished my NYSC, I went around. And luckily, I found a job. I started working again. I started working. From that job, I got another, I got a better one. That was God. That job was crazy. It was so demanding. And I started working there. I worked there for a few months before I got another one. And this one, oh my God, this was... My colleagues that were in that job that are watching me, you understand what I mean. I worked in that job for over 2 years and I did not have 1 day of leave. So it was like I worked for, because I think my NYSC, everything started from 2013. I worked, so it's almost like I worked for 5 years in a block without like really taking out time to rest. At a point in this last job I just mentioned, I started feeling burnout. I just saw that the zeal and the enthusiasm and the love and the interest that I have for this my wonderful career, it was really no longer there. You know, I was always complaining. I wasn't so productive. I wasn't looking forward to coming to work again. Every morning when, I remember I have to go to work, I just immediately feel depressed. Sometimes it was so bad that, you know, when my husband is coming back from work, that's when I'm going to work, and when I'm coming back, he has gone to work. So sometimes for a week we won't see each other, but we're living in the same house. Like, it was crazy. It was super crazy. I really thank God that something came up and I had to resign from that job. That was when I had to take a long career break, and I cannot tell you guys how helpful, how healing. Yes, I will say this career break is healing. It has been to me so far. I feel whole. I feel so energetic. I feel so enthusiastic and happy to return back to my job. Many areas of my life that have improved since I took that break. And even physically, I feel way more healthy. And even in this period, I was able to, you know, dig deep down. And I began to also explore other areas of myself, and you know, like for example, the creative side of myself. And that is how I started making YouTube videos and, you know, Instagram posts. And yes, let me use this opportunity to say, if you're not following me on Instagram yet, you are wrong. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the description below and somewhere here. Follow me on Instagram, guys, okay? It was this period that I was able to stir up my creative juice, and I found out things I'm so grateful for, and that will never, you know, that would help me all through my life. So many skills, so many lessons and growth that has happened in this period of my life that will stay with me forever and has made me a way much better person than I ever was, and than I would have been if I hadn't taken this break. This is just really emphasize the beauty of rest. 4 major things that you get from rest. The first thing is it helps your mental well-being. It helps you balance your mental well-being. You know how many people are depressed from lack of rest, burnout, even people that have committed suicide because they haven't given their brain the time to rest. It's very, very, very critical for our mental health. Another thing that good rest, quality rest will do for you is it will give you a period to be in tune with yourself, to stir up those creative juices, to explore other areas of your life. It doesn't mean that when you take a leave from work or rest, you should go and start looking for a hustle to do. No, it's just a time to know yourself better. You know, some of us, maybe we like to read, we like to write, but because of our jobs, because of what we're currently doing, or because of stress, we've not found time to, you know, do these other things that we love. And you know, this period, one thing I told myself, I'm like, if I continue in this job and I'm working and God forbid I die, like, that's it for me. Nobody will even know that, okay, maybe I had this potential to make YouTube videos, or I had this potential to do other things that I'm currently doing. Nobody will even know it. Nobody cares. The onus is on you to make sure that you live to the maximum potential of all that God has deposited in you. And one of the keys to that is taking rest. Even the Almighty God, the creator of the whole universe, the omnipotent, immortal God, He told us that he had to take a whole full day rest after he created the world in 6 days. Even God took rest. How much more us, mere flesh, mortals? You need that rest, okay? The third thing that rest will do for you is it will help you increase your productivity. I cannot tell you how much more productive I am this period. I cannot tell you. And once I get back to work now, I know that I'm going to give him my all. I'm ready because I'm energetic. It's like I've rebooted. It's like I've recharged. I'm 100%. I'm ready to work. So it makes you more productive. And lastly, it makes you more energetic, more passionate about what it is that you were doing before. You kind of give your best to whatever it is you were doing before after you rest. You know, and most important of it all, when you take a break, when you take rest, when you take a break from your business, from your job, from your career, when you come back to it, you know, it makes you enjoy that job better. You know, it takes you back to your first love. Like, you remember the reason why you started that business, you remember the reason why you actually started that job, and it makes you appreciate the job more. And that is why even the employers are mandated to give their employees at least, I think, 30 days of rest every year. Some employers don't understand the power of that rest. Some people just look at it on the side of, oh, they're losing money, or they have to employ a substitute for that period. They're not quick to giving their employees rest, but it's just being like penny wise, pound foolish. Because when you overwork or overstress your employees, they are burnt out, they are depressed, they are emotionally unstable, they won't be productive. Some of them might fall ill, they might break down, and they will still have to take their sick leave. You still have to hire a substitute. You know, so rest is a very important area of our lives. And when you are giving rest, please guys, rest. Don't actually use your period of rest to start doing something else or side hustle or whatever. And to answer the question that guy asked on the forum, where he said, what would he do? What can he do during lunch breaks at work? The answer I will give him is rest. Okay? Take out time. Find somewhere, nap. Eat food. Just sit down and enjoy the scenery. Talk with friends, but rest. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this topic today. I'd like to know your own perspective. What do you think about rest? Do you think, Ihoma, you're not making sense? I don't believe in rest, or do you agree with me? Let me know your own opinion. And what other benefits do you think resting or taking a break in our lives can give us as human beings? So if you're yet to subscribe and you got to this point of the video and you haven't subscribed yet, can you write down in the comment section why you haven't subscribed? I'm serious. I'm doing this with a serious face. Why haven't you subscribed? Let me know. If you really don't have any reason, then subscribe. Yeah, just subscribe. Okay? And like this video. If you enjoyed the video, if you have learned something, give me a thumbs up by liking the video. Share this video with friends, with families, on your social media, so that people can understand the importance of rest. So I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye. Bye.